The film begins in China's Qingshan University, where Professor Huo Yuchun and his assistant Zhang Wen are taking a class on genetic engineering. All the students take pictures of the board for their notes. Later, one of the students, Luo Ke, secretly captures a photo of Zhang Wen. Actually, she has had a crush on him since she was a first-year student, but never got the courage to confess her feelings. There, Luo Ke's best friend Lily shows her a picture of a student's body, which was found in their college that morning. Luo Ke and Lily dismiss it as a mere rumor and continue to concentrate in class. On the other hand, at the college, the police are investigating the dead student. His body had mysteriously turned green, as if some kind of poisonous or narcotic substance was injected into him. Meanwhile, when all the students leave after the class, Luo Ke gives Zhang Wen a plant and confesses her love. But Zhang Wen politely refuses her because she is his student. Luo Ke feels very embarrassed after the rejection. She tells Lily that no one has ever rejected her and insulted her before. Lily suggests her to forget it, and the two start dancing to the song playing on the radio. Zhang Wen watches them dance from above and smiles. After a moment, one of Luo Ke's classmates, who loves her, comes to her with a bouquet of flowers. Lily leaves them alone and goes to her hostel room. At the hostel, Lily sees that her face is covered with strange green pimples that look like plants. She gets scared and quickly covers them with makeup. Meanwhile, Luo Ke rejects the guy because she only likes Zhang Wen. Zhang Wen goes to Professor Huo Yuchun's office. The professor offers him a drink, which makes Zhang Wen faint. Soon after he faints, the professor brings a plant with strange glowing roots and injects the liquid extracted from it into Zhang Wen's body. In fact, the professor was testing whether Zhang Wen's body is suitable for plant growth. But the test result shows 0% success. Seeing the result, the professor gets disappointed and disappears forever, leaving the plant and Zhang Wen in the office. Luo Ke notices Lily's strange behavior. She asks Lily if everything is okay. Lily simply hides her face and says that she needs to rest for a while. Luo Ke does not bother her and sits aside and starts painting Zhang Wen. Their window overlooks the balcony, which inspires Luo Ke for her painting. After Luo Ke finishes her painting, she decides to gift it to Zhang Wen. She goes to his room and knocks on the door, but there is no answer. Just then, a girl named Xu Manluo comes in and unlocks the door by taking the key from under it. She then asks Luo Ke to come in. At the same time, Zhang Wen regains consciousness in the professor's cabin. He is confused as to why he fell asleep there. Without thinking much, he picks up the strange plant from the professor's desk and goes back to his room. Xu Manluo, who is now in Zhang Wen's room, tells Luo Ke that she is Zhang Wen's ex-girlfriend. Luo Ke feels jealous after hearing what Xu says, but she doesn't say anything. A little while later, Xu Manluo tells Luo Ke to tell Zhang Wen that she visited, and then leaves. After she leaves, Luo Ke's curiosity leads her to go through Zhang Wen's belongings and try different passwords to unlock his computer. Zhang Wen enters the room and is surprised to see Luo Ke inside. Luo Ke tells him how she got in and asks why her date of birth is her computer password. Zhang Wen pretends he doesn't know, but Luo Ke shows him a photo of him and Lily on the computer screen. After the truth is revealed, Zhang Wen takes Luo Ke to the balcony and shows her all the plants Luo Ke has given him over the years. He then mentions Xu Manluo and says that he loved her, but when Xu got a job offer from a foreign company, she broke up with Zhang Wen and moved away. Luo Ke tries to hide her jealousy but fails, and immediately starts to leave the room. Zhang Wen stops her and says that he likes Luo Ke too, but he doesn't think it's right because of the teacher-student relationship. Luo Ke is happy to hear this, and suggests that they start dating after she graduates. Zhang Wen agrees, and gifts Luo Ke a plant he brought from the professor's office as a promise. After returning to her room, Luo Ke is watering the plant when suddenly the leaves of the plant bite her finger. It was a minor cut, so she didn't take it too seriously and just bandaged it while talking to Lily. Luo Ke wanted to talk to Lily, but Lily didn't respond. Luo Ke thinks Lily must have fallen asleep early, so she goes to sleep as well. After that, a night scene is shown. The roots of the plant start glowing with a soft light in the darkness of the night. The branches of the plant slowly crawl across the floor and climb onto Luo Ke's bed. In the process, the plant starts strangling Luoke. But suddenly Luoke wakes up, and she realizes that it was all just a nightmare. But then Luoke notices green liquid dripping from Lily's bed. Panicked, she goes to the bed and carefully moves the curtains away. As he pulls the curtain away, she sees Lily's corpse. Plants have started growing on Lily's body, and the sight is extremely horrifying. Seeing this sight, Luoke screams out loud in fear. Soon the news spreads throughout the college, and the police are called in to investigate. When Zhang learns about the incident, he is terrified and worried about Luoke's safety. Without wasting any time, he rushes over to see Luoke's condition. The police officers show Zhang a plant that was found in Lily's body and ask for his expert opinion. Zhang is confused by the plant. Zhang did not have any information about this plant, so he is unable to help the police much. After the police leave, he then notices Luoke standing in the crowd. He immediately rushes to her and takes her to the canteen to feed her something. A few minutes later, there is an emergency announcement at the university. It is reported that a mysterious virus has been detected in some students, due to which the university campus has been put under complete lockdown. As Luoke and Zhang leave the building, Luoke suddenly begins to have mild hallucinations. She sees a lot of plants slowly taking over the university, but within moments, her hallucinations are shattered and she returns to normal. In the cafeteria, they both hear the news of Professor Huo's disappearance. It is also reported that the professor is accused of injecting a deadly virus into his students, seriously endangering their health. At the same time, Luoke remembers that Lily had a boyfriend whom she affectionately calls Pineapple. Pineapple helped Lily financially during her admission. Luoke begins to suspect that Pineapple may have something to do with her friend's death. Luoke then goes to the washroom, where she feels the bandage on her finger moving strangely. When she removes the bandage, she sees that a small plant has started growing from the cut part. She panics and immediately uproots the plant. After some time, a man wearing a PPE kit and face mask approaches Zhang. He tells Zhang to go to the gymnasium as soon as possible and get himself tested. Soon, an announcement is made throughout the university, instructing all students to gather in the gymnasium. On the way, Luoke and Zhang meet Lu. She explains that she has been called in as a professional expert to investigate the infection cases at the university. Lu explains that she works at a pharmaceutical company and was collaborating with Professor Huo on a research project on synthetic gene rearrangements. She further explains that after some days, she discovered that Professor Huo's experiments had deviated from scientific research ethics. He had started reorganizing the genes of animals and plants to create dangerous viruses. When Lu questioned this, the professor ignored her and refused to stop his experiments. The situation became even more dangerous when the professor started using his students as test subjects for the tests. This led to an outbreak of the virus, and now it has become a serious threat to everyone. While Lu and Zhang are talking about the experiment, Luoke suddenly feels her veins turn green. She realizes that she has been infected by the virus. Panicked, she immediately runs away and tries to hide somewhere. A few seconds later, Zhang gets worried when he doesn't see Luoke and goes to look for her. Eventually, he goes to his room and finds Luoke there. Luoke tells him to stay away from her and cries as she shows him her infected hand, which is now completely green. Zhang is even more shocked when he notices that Luoke's face is also slowly glowing green. Sometime later, Luoke opens Lily's MySpace profile and reads the notes written there. The notes repeatedly mention a man named Pineapple, who often took Lily to his house. The notes mention that the house had a beautiful view of the lighthouse. Lily also mentions a plant that Pineapple gave her as a gift. Luoke and Zhang suspect that Pineapple is none other than Professor Huo. Just then, some men wearing PPE suits come into the hostel hallway and start disinfecting the place. They ask everyone inside the room to come out. Zhang and Luoke get scared. They fear that if these men find out that Luoke is infected, they will make her a test subject for their research. So the two of them decide to hide quietly and wait for the men wearing PPE suits to leave. However, Luoke accidentally spills a glass of water, alerting the people to their presence. Following this, both of them are captured and taken to the gymnasium for testing. When the scientists discover that Luo is infected, they immediately sedate her with a tranquilizer and take her for testing. Meanwhile, a group of officials question Xu Manlu about the virus. Xu Manlu tells them that the virus can affect the human brain and nervous system. However, she also clarifies that the virus is not contagious and only spreads through direct contact with infected plants. But the officials say that if it is not contagious, then there is no need to worry. Xu Manlu warns them that even though the virus is not contagious at present, if it matches 100% with a person, it can evolve itself into a new, highly dangerous form. But the group of officials doesn't take her warnings seriously. They decide to begin the process of lifting the university's lockdown. Outside, Zhang meets Xu Manlu, and the two decide to go to the place Lily mentioned in her journal. They think it might be the professor's lab, where they can find out more about the professor's experiments on students. A few hours later, they arrive at the professor's lab and see that the lab has been taken over by plants. Inside, the professor is seen sitting quietly in a chair. When the two of them approach him, a giant Venus flytrap-like plant suddenly emerges from his back, trying to attack them. Xu Manlu quickly sets the plant on fire. The plant bursts into flames, and the professor dies along with it. After this, Xu Manlu accesses the professor's computer and finds shocking information. The computer shows that if the virus matches a person's genetics 100%, it will give birth to an immortal plant, which can spread rapidly and cover the entire city. But if the virus and the person's genetics match 0%, then that person will be completely immune to the virus. At the beginning of the film, we saw that Zhang genetics matched the virus by a perfect 0%. This was why, even though the professor injected him with the virus, he did not get infected. Xu Manlu tries to transfer data from the professor's computer to send it to the company she works for. But Zhang opposes it. He believes that this research has already cost many lives, and if this data falls into the wrong hands, it could cause even greater devastation. When Zhang tries to stop her, Xu Manlu attacks him with pepper spray. However, before she can escape, a branch grows from the Venus flytrap and kills her. Meanwhile, in the gymnasium, Luo's genetics match the virus's development pattern by 100%. As the professor predicted, a dense and never-ending crawler plant grows out of Luo's body. The plant spreads rapidly and takes over the gymnasium. In the process, the scientists and doctors who took care of Luo are also killed. When Zhang returns to the university, he finds everyone dead. But he cannot find Luo anywhere. The next scene shows us that the entire city has been taken over by the plants. Several months after this incident, Zhang returns to the university again to look for Luo. There, he sees a painting made by Luo on the classroom wall. Zhang turns back and smiles slightly, probably because he saw Luo there.